Welcome back to CIA Declassified. Today we leave the atmosphere and the surface behind to enter the only environment on Earth more hostile than space, the deep ocean. We're investigating Project KRAKEN'S EYE, a program born in the paranoia of the post-Soviet power vacuum. The intelligence community feared that while the USSR had collapsed, its autonomous deep-sea doomsday devices and silent-running submarines had not. Our primary evidence is the declassified file CIA-RDP99-00123R000100070001-5. The mission was simple: deploy a net of ultra-sensitive hydrophones into the Kuril-Kamchatka Trench, Kuril-Kamchatka Trench, a submarine canyon in the Northwest Pacific reaching depths of over 34,000 feet. The goal was to listen for the mechanical hum of rogue Russian tech. But the analysts didn't hear submarines. They didn't hear whales. They didn't hear tectonic grinding. They heard a pattern. The file introduces the classification structured non-ambient radiance, also known as SNAR. In acoustic intelligence, radiance refers to the propagation of sound energy. Non-ambient means it doesn't belong there. Structured means it is artificial. This wasn't random noise. It was a mathematical sequence of low-frequency pulses repeating with a precision that defied biological explanation. The document confirms that for 18 months the CIA wasn't listening to an enemy nation. They were listening to something else sitting at the bottom of the world. Let's drill into the acoustic data documented in this file. The analysts were desperate to categorize this as a machine, but the data refused to fit. The file details the pulse repetition interval. A machine, like a sonar ping or a pump, has a rigid mechanical rhythm. A biological creature, like a whale, has an organic variable rhythm. The SNAR anomaly had a prime number variance. The pulse arrived in sets that corresponded to prime numbers, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, before resetting. This terrified the analysts. Prime numbers are the hallmark of intelligence signaling, often theorized in Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence as the universal hello. But this wasn't coming from the stars. It was coming from 30,000 feet underwater. The registered signature exhibits a here's a quote from the Acoustic Analysis Report in 1996. Quote, "The registered signature exhibits a frequency stability of 0.001 Hertz over a 400-hour duration, a coherence impossible for biological vocalization and inconsistent with the decay rate of known Soviet nuclear power plants." End quote. And then here's another quote from a threat assessment memo. "The source remains stationary at a depth of redacted feet. Active sonar interrogation of the target coordinates resulted in an immediate localized rise in water temperature of 15 degrees Celsius, suggesting a high output active defense mechanism or propulsion wake." End quote. The focus shifted from "is it a Russian sub" to "why did the water just boil when we pinged it?" Now we arrive at the most chilling aspect of this file, the redactions. This document contains a section titled Incident Report, 14 August 1997, that is almost entirely blacked out. We have to theorize based on the context clues surrounding the black ink. The text leading up to the redaction discusses a decision to send an active query pulse. Essentially, the CIA decided to talk back. They transmitted a mirror of the prime number sequence down to the trench. The redaction covers 3 full pages immediately following this transmission. When the text resumes, the tone of the report has shifted from scientific curiosity to operational panic. The theory: what lies beneath the ink is the response protocol. It is highly probable that the SNAR didn't just echo the signal back, it likely responded with a new, more complex mathematical sequence, or perhaps a directed energy response. The loss of assets. The post-redaction summary references catastrophic sensory array failure and hydrophone crushing. This implies that whatever was down there didn't like being poked. It potentially emitted a sound pressure wave so intense it physically destroyed the listening equipment miles above it. The final partially redacted conclusion states, The redacted phenomenon appears to be initiating a coherent echo return protocol. Recommendation is immediate cessation of all active sonar in the sector and the reclassification of the zone as a maritime hazard. End quote. They found something that responded to math, boiled the water, and crushed their microphones, and then they ran away. We conclude our analysis of Project Kraken's Eye. The evidence suggests that the deep ocean harbors intelligent non-human anomalies that the U.S. intelligence community has encountered, tested, and ultimately decided to leave alone. The implication is that we share this planet with something that occupies the dark, high-pressure space we cannot reach, and it's listening. If this documented truth has opened your mind to the mysteries of the deep, we require your continued support. First, like this episode and leave us a detailed 5-star review. Help us keep the signal strong. Second, share this episode with anyone obsessed with deep ocean, cryptoacoustics, or the idea that aliens might be below us, not above us. Now, a programming note for our listeners. We're going to the darkest, strangest corner of the CIA's history for our next episode. We're leaving science behind entirely. Our next episode will be on Project MK Often. This was a real funded sub-project of MK Ultra that went where no government agency should ever go. We will dissect the documents detailing the CIA's collaboration with astrologers, mediums, and self-proclaimed practitioners of black magic and demonology. We'll examine the file CIA-RDP81-00666R000200030001-X concerning occultism and non-conventional behavioral influence. Why was the CIA paying astrologers to predict the behavior of foreign leaders? Did they really attempt to hex a target? And what happened when the agency tried to scientifically test the validity of demonic possession as a tool for interrogation? Tune in for our next episode to find out. CIA Declassified, Project MK Often, the CIA's occult department. Until then, remember, maintain your vigilance, watch the water, and keep your critical thinking sharp. I'll see you in the archives.